Hello and welcome. I'd like to talk you through how you can really boost your sales with great sales skills. I've got it all set up for us here. Basic sales skills. Questions asked by business owners: are sales skills learnable? And how can you find great salespeople? And how can your salespeople achieve 100% customer satisfaction each time? Is that possible? Just adjust it a bit. The 7 secrets to bigger and better sales are to put a customer satisfaction system in place and making sales a process, step number 2. Number 3 would be to align the sales process to your customer buying process. Then you need to measure the sales results and select the right staff. Set up regular staff training and reward your staff and your customers regularly. This is all part of creating bigger and better sales. For this particular video, we are going to concentrate on making sales a process. So we'll go through that. But to start with, I'd like to go into customer satisfaction system. We'll go briefly and touch on all the steps. What's the point in touching a customer in a unique and positive way one time and then doing it the complete opposite the next? That's the question that Michael Gerber asks in his E-Myth books and E-Myth Revisited. If you've read that, you know what this is about. Step number 2, to create sales as a process. Sales is a process, actually the same as manufacturing is a process. You are wanting to create a predictable particular outcome, and sales is exactly that. A sales process is actually a series of customer-focused steps that enable a business to greatly increase sales, build customer retention, and increase profits. Now, each step consists of several key activities and has a very predictable and measurable outcome, keeping that in mind. Number 3 is that your customer has a buying process and you need a selling process to match that. So assure yourself of who your customer is and what is their particular buying process, buying from you. Number 4 is creating measurable results. Now, a sales process will help you forecast revenue and measure the time that is required for key steps in the process. It allows you to leave the system and then watch it using performance indicators. And it can show you what it is and what isn't working in your system. Therefore, you can correct that very quickly and be more efficient in getting better results. Without measuring, you really are only guessing. Now, selecting the right staff, yes, that is part of it as well. But with sales process in place, selecting the right staff becomes much easier because most people can be trained to follow a process. And that gives staff a clearer idea of where to start and where to finish to make the sale. Regular staff training, of course, helps towards that. It also empowers your team. It achieves a sense of community amongst your team members. It motivates the workers, it motivates them to want to do more, and it creates a sense of loyalty for you and the business also, because you are giving them tools to work with, clear and easily guided tools. Rewarding your staff and your customers is a really good idea. You can establish a very simple reward system for your staff, and you can ask your staff to have an input to create a customer reward system also. So let's go through the sales skills through a process, how you can achieve that, because that is our main focus here for this today. Sales is a process the same as the manufacturing is. Well, we've been through that and we've been through these points here. So let's focus on the predictable outcomes. When you have random acts that produce random results, You can never be sure what is going to happen next and whether that sale will be made or not. If your staff choose the way they interact with your customers, how they sell, you will always have unpredictable results because different personalities sell in a different way. A sales process in place, however, helps you to see which steps will bring a sales opportunity to closure and will rein in every different type of person and personality to go along and use the same script that has been created for the business. Repeatable activities is what it is all about. The sales process helps you to replicate your successes and avoid the failures because you measure it and you can clearly see where the successes are. It allows you to test one method against another to possibly improve your sales system that way. And if you acquire a new team member, you don't teach them how to sell. You teach them your selling system. This is where the great big difference lies in sales skills, teaching them to one individual person, in contrast to creating a system that will work for everybody who works for you. And that will help you achieve predictable results no matter who is running the system. Now, there are three basic elements that every business needs. The customer should be greeted in the same way, the same each time they come into your business. All information that is used for your staff to greet the customers and to deal with the customers should be scripted. Whether they stick to each word exactly every time is another matter, but the scripting is to give them a clear tool and a clear guideline, a path that they can follow when they are dealing with the customers. No matter what the customer will be asking them, they'll have a clear idea what the next step in the process is to guide the customer towards making the sale. And the third basic element that you really should have in the business is that every customer should be followed up in the same way and in the same time period. So mapping your sales process allows you to identify the steps that are needed, that every salesperson has to take. It identifies steps that could actually be redundant or should be made redundant. They're no longer necessary in your business. It certainly identifies what tools are needed, how you can help your sales staff to achieve the sales that you need for the business. And it identifies opportunities for extra sales, such as upselling and cross-selling. When you are laying it out black and white, step by step in a process, you will very quickly be able to identify, and your staff will have that tool to know exactly at which point to use an upselling method. It develops standards for each step, so you will know what the outcome should be, and when it is not like that, you have the opportunity with your staff members to go over that and work out why it didn't work. And you can assign responsibilities for each step with different members of your team. Now, I've created a little map here, and this is a basic one, just how you would go about sales. For instance, the first customer contact can be over the phone, the internet, or a personal one. You decide whether you have one or all of these in your business. Then you decide what the salesperson should ask, what series of questions, and go back to the phone skills video for this one here. It gives you a very great outline of what sort of questions to be asked. You can convert that for your particular business quite easily. So customer makes the first contact, in which way, and which script would now be the most applicable for those three contact forms in the first step. The salesperson can then, after they have asked the questions, make suggestions relevant to what your product and services and bring out for the customer what it is that would be suitable for them. The salesperson can show or go through a range of what is very relevant to the buyer, going on the interaction with the buyer at that point in time, whether that is on the phone or personal. The internet would have, of course, its own way in terms of that you can go backwards and forwards with email, but you can simply ask the customer, how can I contact you to talk to you? That can be part of the process as well. Then the salesperson would offer the decision in decision making for the customer. One of the tools being to offer finance or some free extras that you might have in your business available. When the sale is made, the salesperson gets the buyer's details, another step in this process. The details, of course, are there so that then in the next part of the process, regular and ongoing contact can be made with your customer. So this is mapping out a process, a very basic one. You can use this very easily for your business to set up to achieve sales skills and rev up the revenues in your business. And going quickly back to the 7 secrets that we started with, to achieve great outcomes in your sales area, not only put in place what we have discussed in this video just now, but also look at the other 6 surrounding steps here. Put all of that in place and you will very quickly achieve bigger and better sales, measurable ones, and a great outcome not only for your business, but for your staff, for your team, because they are the ones that you need and that you want to make the sales for you. Good luck with it. And remember, I'm here. Contact me if you'd like some help with it.